Hi, good afternoon, everyone. We are conducting a training today on the Alif system, which is called as a BOSS, the back office software solutions. Okay, this is the first screen of the system. Once you click on the icon, it will appear. Now we'll go and log in with the ID and password which we provided. Once you log into the system, it has a few defined option available currently. So we have total six pop-ups over there available, which says file, masters, transaction, reports, processing, and housekeeping. Okay, all of them has a different work. I want to explain you few things before going further and explaining about the software exactly, and about the process and the flows of the data which goes in system. Now the first option says APGL. APGL stands for the bills payable. In few times we call it bills payable also. Basically, these are the terms which is used to this. APGL is stand for paying of the bills to the vendors and our creditors. Right now, a part of it we have two more structure available in this BOSS system, which says AR and petty cash. AR is accounts receivable, in which we are getting a bill paid from our revenue team, from our customer or our guest, which who's pays us back the amount. Now these are the little bit information about the software. Petty cash is stand for the transaction being done by the cashier in terms of handling a total cash transaction and controlling it. Now I'll go to the option called the masters. Master is the option where you have to all this down all these available options are here in the master field, just to ensure that what we before going further and start taking a report, before doing a transition on the system, we ensure that all the master related information being defined in the system in the master heads. Now first option is grouping master. Okay, the grouping master is has a detail about, you have to go to the APGL masters and grouping master. In this you will see two options. One is your balance sheet PL grouping, and second is your MIS grouping. So I'll start with the balance PL grouping. Balance PL grouping will give you the option. It basically, while creating the group, make sure that the correct group category for the balance sheet and profit and loss heads are selected, and the default debit and credit is selected, as the same would be applicable in the user defined reports in the system, and also be discriminate ledgers under the same as balance sheet and profit and loss item. This is the brief information about this balance sheet and profit and loss grouping. I'll go code by code and the step by step to explain you further on it. Now the first option says group master and says code. We click on code. As we already defined it, it will be easy for us to understand why we need this rather than creating a new one. Now if I'll example, I'll take first option is in share capital. Share capital is a code in the system which says 1000 is the code number, and the description of it is the share capital. As per the short name, it says share capital. Now we have option called default type. Default type is basically an option which enables which basically allow us or let us explain the system which category or which type this share capital code will be linked with. It is a debit to us or it's a credit. If it's a debit, it will go to the left side of the balance sheet and the profit loss account, and if it's a credit, it will go to the right side. Okay, it will become a credit to the company because company has to pay a share capital to somebody. Now for example, I'll take one more item, group master, which should allow us to understand the debits also. Now we have a code called cash balance over here, which has code number 5200. It's all predefined. I already told you guys, it's all predefined, so we're just taking example from it. Now it says short name is in cash balance. Now the default type is debit, and the credit has been radio button of credit has been deselected now, and this been selected to debit. That means this cash balance is a part of debit. Money is coming into the company, and we go to the balance sheet right side, left side, I'm sorry. Now we have one more option over here which says category. As while talking about the grouping master and balance sheet profit and loss grouping, I explain you that we have to define the categories and the default type of this group masters very clearly and carefully. Reason being, if it's goes on wrong information been fed in, then it will be very difficult to us to adjust and to get the information, right? If I'll say this cash balance is a part of debit side of the balance sheet, that means it's a profit, it's a revenue to us. If I'll do change this option to credit side, it will be very difficult for system to explain it, because then it will move to the left right side of this balance sheet, and over there it will become a cost to the company or liability to the company, right? Now the category says the cash balance, it's a cash balance. If you select or click on this option cash balance, which is not available, it's been great now. So once you click this, there are a lot of category will be popped up, and you can select one of them. Now currently this is a cash balance category, so it's been linked with the cash balance only. Let me just see if I can give example to you, like exactly like here. Now these are the categories which will be we will define soon in the system, which is supplier credit, advance to supplier, capital work in the progress, debtors debit, advance. If I'll say a loan, we have two kind of loan defined over here: the loan credit and loan debit. Okay, loan credit and debit are totally different to each other. Obviously in one side we are paying to somebody loan, and second time we're getting a loan from somebody, so it will other perspectively, one side it's a like profit to us, because we are adding it, our like money is getting increased, and one time it's a loss for us because we're paying off to somebody. Okay, but will become a part of the our profit and loss account, and also the part of our balance sheet. Now we talk about the balance. These are the options available, defined categories: profit for the year, expenses and all. It goes as per the requirement, it goes as per the code we define. For example, if I'll take some other code which says miscellaneous expenses, so this will automatically change to the expense category, change to the expense category. Okay, so now I talk about the other option is MIS grouping. Once again I'm repeating, please while creating a uh, balance sheet and profit and loss grouping master, we have to be very much ensure about, because whatever the information we're putting in this, it will going to the user defined report, from where user will be capturing the data from this masters only, and the category also be linked with the GL codes. So if you mislink the categories, then amount of loan will be going to the expenses, or maybe the cash which we receive is going to the expense for the company, and it will go to the right side of the balance sheet, and then it will a liability to a company. That means the revenue, the profit and the revenue or in hand money will be going down by mistake, and the liability will be increasing, so it will be trouble, right? So to be very much ensure about it, you have to take care about this thing before creating a codes and all. Now the MIS group master is very simple. The same logic, same perspective, same all the information available over here, nothing been changed, but this will be going to your MIS to take the reports out. So nothing nothing special or nothing different in this. So I'm just completing this first option. Now the second option which we have, it is called the account master. We say GL codes, creditor codes. It has two options: GL codes and creditors code. So first of all we talk about the GL code. Okay, the while creating the ledger account, ensure that the operational and non-operational parameter is taken care of, and the groups in which the ledger head should fall are selected correctly. Also ensure that the type of account head that you are creating is a normal general ledger account, cash accounting or bank account. By this description I want to explain you guys. If you click on account master, go to GL. Now you'll see few parameters been defined in the system. A form will appear, it says the code. In this you have to be ensure about which flow of cash flow will be going to. Okay, a part of the cash flow you have to ensure that it should be operational or non-operational, need to be taken care of. And then we have a option called the select right ledger head supposed to be created, supposed to be selected. Right ledger head will be basically, it will be defining by the finance team only which code will be going to which ledger head. If I'll say loans is a section which we want to choose right now. Just a second, I'm so sorry. Okay, we are back here. If I'll say profit and loss account, I clicked on this. It has current group, previous group, and MIS group, and cash flow. This is your cash flow. Okay, this amount supposed to be taken care. Account tab supposed to be GL code always, and this are few parameter which need to be defined and to be very much ensured that it's been defined to the right parameters. Okay, then we have a cash bank account heads are only accepted in the receipts and payment module of the system. Other parameters such as tax information, RR information, employee information, suppliers information, taxes on debtors information are selected as per the requirement of the organization. Okay, if I'll say account type, account type is the cash bank account heads are only accepted in the receipt, and it's only an important perspective of the system which is supposed to be there you have to select account type within a GL code also, because we are defining a GL code right now. Now the purchase tax, RRGRN, employee, tax on sale, retention deduction, and debtors will be selected by as per the requirement of the company. Okay, now we have a bank details also over here. Bank detail will be a part of the as per the requirement of the company, which has been already very much clear. Now this profit and loss for the current year will not be a part of a bank, because this is information of this profit and loss account GL code will be defined in the system by us, and it will be remain in the system virtually, not a physical appearance. Okay, so whatever the total balance amount we have, I'll take example of fixed asset swimming pool. Now it is the same run GL code, no text has been defined. Just for make it more understandable, we'll go to some logical codes, logical account name or logical code, account code. You can say employee, which is every month's employee meal. Now where an employee meal, it has a detail about employee meals from up to down. Okay, so the payroll cost and benefits, payroll cost and benefit, payroll related. So this information supposed to be taken care while entering. So we just now completed our option called the account master in that GL code. So it is a general code. It's basically these codes will be required ups and down by system for every single thing. Okay, defining, linking, debiting, crediting from, and putting information in the system, making a JV, all these things. Now we go to the creditors. Now creditors is again the supplier codes are done. Now the creditors basically stand for the suppliers. Okay, now we are creating a supplier codes over here now. So I'll just give a description on the same. The supplier codes are generated by the system, so simply type in the name and code would get generated by the first alphabet of the supplier name in a sequential order. Please define the grouping cash flow category correctly to a supplier based on the nature of his supplies to the organization, as reports are generated from the system based on the grouping and category for the supplier. Opening balance of the supplier should be entered in the exact breakup as per his outstanding statement, so that the same can be matched off against the payment which are to be made to the supplier. So this is a brief information about that, a description or maybe a good detail discussion on the creditor detail. Now as I explained you, creditors are the people to whom we company has to pay something against their services or the supply of their products. Now we press F9. F9 is a shortcut key to get F9 is a shortcut to get this list of existing items. Now rather than double click on this, we can use the like F9, which will help us to bring it down. So now okay, now we are here. We just take the example from the company name called Alif Management. Alif Management. Now this is the information about the Alif Management. It as I've told you clearly that the supply code are generated by the system, so simply type in the name and code would get generated by the first alphabet of the supplier. So if I put if I put the name of this company only, then it will, this creditor code will automatically appear in the system, right? So now we have to take care about the operations company. You have to select this alphabets. Now we have a details submitted by the vendor over here, which has a service tax details, PAN number, email address of the company and all. Now a part of it, what we need to be take care about is uh, define the grouping, cash flow and category correctly to supplier based on the nature of his supplies and organization. Okay, now there are few things which need to be defined very carefully, which are category, which are supplier name, which are category, sorry, which are grouping, cash flow and category correctly. So we'll go for these options. Now we'll see where these options are. Now group code, group code basically is been defined to putting it into sundry creditor, because he is our one of the creditor who's pretty regular at his income, his amount goes to on a sundry basis, every 3 months or every month's basis, we put a transaction JV for them. Okay, so group code has to be very much clearly defined. I double click on the group code and we'll see how many, what other group codes we have available over here. Advanced to sundry creditors we have, sundry creditors we have, employee payment we have over here. So as per the accounting terms, this all three options have a different logic and description after them. This is advance to sundry creditors. Basically it's the advance we already paid to them. So for the for the terms of Aleph, we pay them on the basis of AMC, so we'll go with the sundry creditors only. Now we have a previous year group code, if any change, basically this things required if any changes. Then we have a cash flow code, it's operational expenses, so it will go to the cash flow of operation expenses. Other options are available, as in operator receipts, EMD receipts, other unit receipts, share capital, reservation, reserves and surplus, loans, security deposit, interest, bank balances, cash balances. These are the other uh, cash flows available. These cash flows are defined in the system already, which we'll do soon, next in the steps now, because we are going step by step. So this cash flow will also definitely coming at the end of the this options. Now we'll have a TDS codes over here. TDS codes already been defined in the system in the tax terms option, which are here. There's we have a taxes option over here, which allows us to put the taxes requirement, whatever the taxes these are the tax options we have over here. Okay, this is the tax master for us. Now we have a cash flow master here, and we presenting that cash flow over here. Whatever we put in all the cash flows here in the cash flow codes, it is all appearing over there. For example, these are the codes. So it's basically how your data is getting flowed. You have Aleph company is providing your services on their product and their application through, so we have an MC with them. We are putting a request, we are receiving a bill from them. In the bill they simply said this is a for the month of this and this time. Now while putting a JV and while considering their their payment, we need to pay them. We can, by considering those facts that they have provided the services to us, what we'll do, we always differentiate the expenses, revenue and the cost in different heads. Okay, now if I'll say the cash flow for code is operational expenses, basically every days or every months or every year's operational expenses, it has to be occur, it definitely will occur, we can't leave that. So that's why we have put the cash flow to operation expenses. At the end of the year, when we make a balance sheet or profit and loss account, this cash flow will go to a debit to the credit side of the balance sheet. Over there it will say cash flow, sundry debtors, Aleph system, and amount will be credited to that side. Okay, then we have other information over here in terms of WCT, others and all. These are the terms of government which they have to pay, ESIC and all. Then opening balance, if any, already mentioned in my description while talking to you, if any balance is over there, breakup views is only available in the first zero section till. So there is no available balance currently for this, but running total balance is 25,000, which we are debited, which been debited to the to our company by Aleph. Now we'll the creditors have been done now, it's been explained now. Now we'll go further. This will have a core details of the all the creditors. Now we have a department master. Now department master is basically department code should be created as per the requirement of the department. Analysis of income heads and expense heads in the system, and to track department wise profitability, budget versus actual department ledger also, etc. Also to mention that whenever a fixed rate income expense group related accounts heads are debited credited, the system would prompt the user for the department codes. I'll just repeat the last line again to mention that whenever a fixed asset income expense group related account heads are debited or credited, the system would prompt the user for the department code. It simply means whenever we are making any fixed asset income expenses adding into our balance sheet or removing from a balance sheet, system will definitely ask to provide a department code, basically from which department these things are going out or for which department we are getting all these things in. Okay, now we'll go to the department master. We click on the option which will allow us to put the code of department and a short name. Again, we'll just put the description and the code will be picked up automatically. This goes one by one. 001 hyphen 00 is the first code, then followed by 002 003 hyphen 00 004 hyphen 00 and so on till last. For example, if I'll see internet, see, so this is the internet. Now you have to take care about the if you want to keep this department operational, non-operational. If you keep it operational, it will be available while making a transaction. It will ask you to link, otherwise it will not, this department will not appear. We just erase this now. Now we'll go to bank. For any other outlet, we take banquet. Banquet is already here. Then we can take Amalia. So these are the departments. So like if I can give example to you through Amalia, if any product has come to Amalia, that that will become a cost to the company because company has to pay our money for it. So whenever we are making any system, anything entering into the system which which has to be paid by the company, so it will become, it will ask you about the master, about the department master of that item code and for which expense it has to be go. Okay, now if we pay if we sold some if we a guest bought some stuff from the Amalia, then that revenue will be going and sitting to a respective against respective department who has earned this money. Okay, if I'll say we have lot of rooms been sold by the room division team, so whatever the everyday's income for the rooms will be coming, it all coming in room division, right? And whatever the expenses will be happening, it will all linked with the room division. So this is the brief information about it, very straightforward and linear language. Now we go to the MIS period. This is nothing to do with the proper things, but it's just information which allow us to put a budget period wise. Okay, we define years as running with the fiscal year from April to March. Always it's a financial year transaction which is goes April to March. It's also been called the fiscal. Now April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So these are the till 2013 we have this budget period mentioned. Okay, this is not at all linked with the budget we will define in system. This is just information we segregating our year in a month. Okay, now we have a next option called the budget master. Over here you have to define a budget code, department allocation, which budget, how much which budget code will be linked where, and how much our department can consume and can use the budget. Now as such in our system we have not defined any information, but for the purpose of, as you can see, it's nothing is here, but yes, the debit and credit again is here just to ensure that whatever information is going in should be there with the proper information without any wrong details. So again it's all going to the going and hitting to our going and hitting to our reports, so it has to be very much clear about debit and credit. Now we have a part of it, the department allocation, which I already explained. Now we have a employee master. Then Now we employee master is again one of the important chapter in this term. We have to define all the employees over here which are working with the organization, and maybe the people who has left also. You will have the information about this. Mr. Sanjeev Sethi is the employee who's already left the company, and this is the detail about him. It's not been changed, seems like. It's not been updated also, particularly. That's a different story to tell. Over here we have detail about all the employee, are they linked with which department. So see, so this information will be helping us in terms of making a final payment ready for the employee, or maybe if employee has asked for some loan, he did some city ledger and all this information. Now we come to the cash flow now. As I've told you very much clearly, we have a cash flow option. Now I'll give a brief information on the cash flow. Every receipt or payment has to be allocated to a cash flow code. Cash flow codes are user definable, and the reports on cash flow codes, monthly and annual statement, can be generated from the system. Again, every receipt payment has to be allocated to a cash flow code. As I've told you clearly, while creating grouping master, we have defined while creating a GL codes also, we have defined a categories over there. The categories I'm sorry, the categories were simply defined to ensure that whatever the transaction receipt payment is been allocated, are they reaching to a right cash flow code. If I'll say paying salary to employee, it's a liability to a company every month. So for that liability we have some code defined, which could be employee benefits or employee salary or a payroll. So if you paying a month, like monthly to 1 crore rupees as an employee payroll, it will go to the payroll and related cost. It will go and sit over here. This will appear on your balance sheet and profit and loss account. The total amount will be coming over here, which will be as a liability on the credit side. Right now, this is operational payment. We have some types available also, which is operational receipt, payments, capital receipts, and capital payment. Now I want to explain you on this product now. This report can be generated monthly, and while creating the new cash flow codes in the system, we follow a standard code range for the type of cash flow codes. 001 and 002 2000 is operational receipts. We are defining it in 4 categories. Total we have 80 number of codes can be defined in the system on as in a cash flow. I'll start with 1 and end with 62. We have sorry, 62 defined on in the system. So we start with first one and we completing on the 62th. So as per the standard and the system, the alif system requirement, or the standard we defined by them, 001 hyphen 002 020 hyphen 00, from number 1 to number 20th. This will be linked with the type as in operational recipients, operational receipts. Okay, if I'll say other units, it will go to the operation receipt automatically. Type is already been defined in the system by the users only. If I'll say this one, it will go to the payroll and related cost, which is operational parameter payment, which I told you, over 21 and between 40. Now the second one would be over 40 and between 60 will be capital receipts. In over 61 and 80 as a capital payments, right? So over 61 to 80 is capital payments. Okay, now so I want to explain you a few things on this. Operational receipts means the money is coming in. Operational payments, money is going out. Capital receipts, capital is coming in. Capital payments, capital is going out, right? So this is why we define the cash flow. This hit will go to a proper manner. It will go and sit on the proper debit and credit side of the balance sheet. Now we come to a tax deduction and tax master and tax deduction master. Now it has options TDS, other deduction, tax type master and tax master. It's all predefined as per the company law of the India. TDS is all be defined in the system. These are the TDS codes. TDS, obviously whatever service we are getting from somebody, they we have to deduct our TDS from their bill. It is whether in TDS on brokerage, on rent hire, TDS on brokerage, TDS on rent, TDS on hire and equipment, whatever. If we are paying for anything, even for the broadband system, for the broadband line also, we have to deduct a TDS. It's a government law. Now we'll see few parameters if can be considered. The base rate is rupees 1 for the TDS. Every at least rupees 1 will be definitely deducted from them. To be rounded, yes, to be rounded. So this is about the your TDS. Now we'll go back to tax master and deduction master. We have other directions over here, if any. These are the codes. This is the only direction code which we have: ECS, meal deduction, WCT. This stand for the internal hotel company. This is basically ECS, ESIC, meal deduction can be also done for the people who are providing us manpower services. Manpower services like Obrai cleaning team provide the manpower services. So from their bill of amount we deduct such information. Even this all stand for the internal employee of the company also. Okay, now we'll go again to the option which will provide us some more information on tax type master. We into a tax type. Before we are talking about the directions, now we're talking about the tax type. So we're defining a tax master now. We have total 6 tax types available in the country, which says sales tax, service tax, octroi, excise, customs and others. So, it's all been defined. It's all been linked to each other automatically. If I'll set sales tax, it will appear me sales tax only. The type and the code will be remain same with each other. Now we'll go back and we'll go the last option of the tax is tax master. Now this is important to understand: VAT, service tax, luxury tax, CST, service tax, TCS, recoverable and service tax. These are the currently running taxes available in the country, the which has linked with the information required. If I'll say 5%, it's a sale tax. Sale tax, VAT is always a part of sales tax. It's not a part of service tax. Service tax is a different chapter altogether to understand, which is here. Now we have a luxury tax also, which is a part of other tax. Luxury tax on the room always. Then we have a CST. CST is part of a sale tax again. Centralized sales tax. TST stands for central sales tax. Then we have a TCS recoverable, which is a part of other taxes. Right now, the tax is been done. Now we'll go to the receipt type master and payment type master. In this options, we again just defining the codes only. How we are getting a receipt, payment receipt from a vendor, which is from our guest or from the uh, company of the guest company. So other local, demand draft, high value, outstation, same branch, local branch, cash. These are the flow. It's nothing different. Which are the defined available option available in the market for making payment and receiving payment. Then the payment code, which always have bill payment, advance payment, retention, other payment. Which way we are getting paid. Now we'll go to the option called the bank master. In this we have to define the banks available with all the proper information about them. So to be ensured, because at the end of the month, if we are getting a payment received from a guest, so this has to be go somewhere. From which bank we are getting information, from which bank transaction been done, from which bank has paid us a amount, which bank has guest has issue a draft to us from which bank, and which bank our payment has reached and debited to which bank account and credited from which bank account. This all information has to be there in the transaction while putting a GV. Now we have local master, category master. Category master is going to be a very important aspect now. Category master is definitely can be defined as supplier can be categorized in the system based on the MIS requirement of the organization. As the system generates creditors, trial balances, outstanding and reminder letters, etc. with the category wise option. That simply means when we have a category master, so it's been defined on a journal only. Okay, so all the transaction which we are doing is for the MIS requirement organization as a system generated creditor, trial balance, outstanding and reminder letter, it all be part of a general category master. Only we have a simple general one category master over here available or in used. Now we have a section authority master, static master. uh, we have a part of it. We have now important chapter is basically recurring payment master. The recurring payment master is into the APGL masters in the recurring payment master. Is this module helps the user in entering payment which are recurring in nature and have to be generated on timely basis. This module act as a master and with a reminder facility reminds the user about the recurring payment which are due and have to be generated on timely basis when they log in the system. The entered payment can be generated from APGL processing recurring payment module. Now we talking about the defining the recurring payment master. Recurring payment master is basically a master form in which we can define about the vendor or service provider whom we have to pay every now and then. So this is the main standing and main requirement of recurring recurring payment master. So every if I'll say every week or every month we have to pay to somebody, so we can define in over here and this can be used. Currently we are not running with this option. Okay, so we will just leave it up here. Now this is recurring JV master. Now as told you, recurring is basically a thing which is happening every now and then. Exercise or payment terms which has been defined in the system which is happening every now and then is a recurring. So we are defining a recurring JV over here. We have a voucher number. This is membership fees for Travelport, a company called the Travelport. We are paying them every month from 1st 6 2012 to 13 20313. Every month this JV will automatically appear on first every month 1 month. This is the last JV number which will be issued on which date, and last JV date was this one, and next generation will be happening on this one. So this is all about to ask system to get you the information on all the JVs which need to be have to be paid every month without fail and on a recurring basis. So a new JV number will be defined coming automatically. Now we have a payroll interface over here. The payroll interface again just information on it. It's a earning deduction link and department link. Two options are available over here, earning deduction link and the department link. We are just about to complete our masters option, so we just quickly finish it off. Payroll interface master is earning deduction link. If you click on earning deduction link, you will see all the earnings and deduction are appearing on the employees salary part. Okay, because at the end of the time company has to pay all this thing and this all has to be linked somewhere. So these are the information which is here very much available. If I'll say LTA monthly arrears is a part of your salary and wages, PFCC employee fuel car reimbursement book, all the information related to earning deduction, which company paying to the employee, which is and deducting from the employee earning deduction, all information are there. Now we'll go to the next option quickly to wrap up this session. Department link. Department link is again in this you will able to define and link the department on the basis of department name and the department. Okay, for understanding, if I'll say code IT name, department code 004, and the department is admin and journal. Here we are segregating sub departments. Here we are linking sub departments to a department. Front office concierge, we does not have a such department available, but it is a part of room revision. So this is a category department and this is a part of department or could be a sub department. Okay, So we'll go further now. This is your payroll department link master. So whatever the cost, whatever deduction been done on this salary on for this department will be go and hit on every department's head name, like FO concierge, whatever the amount company is paying to the at the end of the month through a JV or CV company paying amount to their people, to the front office concierge team people, it will go and will be debited to front office team from a room division department as being a salary paid. Okay, now we have a MMS interface over here, which has a subgroup, category link, department link, supplier link, bill passing adjustment reasons, and store master. Again, a predefined system option which has been defined by the user as per requirement, and in this you will easily see what are the it has a option: subgroup code, subgroup name, category code, category name, inventory, and consumptions. Okay, so this option actually not been in properly used because of the consumptions we and consumption JV is not being done by the systematically, rather than it's going through uh, it's been happening manually. So we just come out from here. Bill passing adjustment, supplier link, this is basically we want to link a supplier to their names, so it's a direct supplier. 7M, all the supplier names, supplier codes are here. This will be used when you're making a payment to a supplier, when you uh, getting in a RR or GRN from receiving, and making a JV for the vendor to pay them off, and the detail of the bill and the check paid to them will be definitely there. Now we have user defined reports and department user defined reports. We just go further from this, we'll see user master and user rights. This now we talk about the user defined reports. User defined reports, in this model the user has the facility to design his MIS report formal formats in the system in the form of a template. The balance sheet and profit and loss report have been defined in the system for referring as to how do other reports can be defined. Okay, and same goes to your category, your department user defined reports also, department wise. Now we just simply talk about our other option, which says user master, which is a new user can be created from here to access the system and the respective modules. Login IDs can also be defined here along with their designation. This module has the facility for entering the termination date of the user and make him non-operational on the for the system, and also decide the default login menu for the user as per his work, which is very much here. User code, username, password, confirm, login preferences on which module he will be logging in, if any, user recognition, and operational, non-operational, terminate on which date if you want to predefine it and make it system to do it rather than you performing task. Now we have user rights over here. It has three options: assign rights to user or to groups, transfer rights to user, create a group. Okay, now we just going to this option. We can see Devdutt Sharma here. We selected Devdutt Sharma and rights assigning module. Now all the rights which belongs to Devdutt Sharma will definitely appear in front of us, and whatever given to them we just taken out all delete right from the people, just this one is left. Reason being, it's a clear login, so if we will not give him a supervisor right, then he won't be able to perform a clean login. This is a standing offer right for the executive, finance executive who's working on the APGL. It also goes for your reports also. Next would be reports gives all the rights. Now we have a processing has been given almost all the right to generate the recurring flag and flag RR, regenerate, consolidated, check printing, and all. This is the standing for this guy. Now we go back, we transfer the user. This is if you want to transfer a ID user to link to it directly. So this is over here, transfer rights to user, will be a new username, and from here you pick up existing user and you can send it over here, then you assign the individual rights. This is a completion of our masters. Now then further we'll go to the transaction reports, processing and housekeeping. A lot of things are pending to explain, so just be available over here. Thank you very much.